Hello there. So guys, Fatal Frame is pretty freaking good. This Japanese horror series might not be as well known as your Resident Evils or your Silent Hills, but I think this game might be better than those, so let's get into it.
I felt uneasy, like he was going far away.
I'm going to be talking specifically about the first Fatal Frame because I haven't played the others due to the fact the first one scared me so much and I don't want to have nightmares again. Fatal Frame follows Miku Hinasaki after her brother goes missing in a mysterious mansion filled with dark secrets. Okay, while I do think the story in Fatal Frame is genuinely creepy, that's not what this video is going to be about. I'm mainly going to focus on the gameplay and design of everything. Needless to say, I think the first Fatal Frame game is amazing, and I only finished this game recently, so I have no nostalgia tied to it. And yeah, this game does look pretty dated, but I think for the most part it holds up. Okay, so the main reason I think this game is so genius is its core gameplay element, the camera. Now, most horror games throw you a pistol and you just aim at whatever's chasing you and bam bam until they're dead. But oh no, not Fatal Frame. You probably already know this if you clicked on this video, but the way the camera works is in order to deal damage to spirits, you have to focus in on them. The more focus you build up, the greater damage you can do, but you can only focus on the spirits when they make themselves less transparent. It's very much a high risk, high reward system. You can choose to deal greater damage, but it leaves yourself open to attack, or play it safe and chip off little by little at the cost of your film. And this mechanic creates so many stressful situations. I can't tell you how many times I've desperately flailed my camera around in hopes of finding the flying spirits hunting me down. With other horror games, you can usually predict when the monster's gonna show up. They often come after you pick up a key item or when you explore a new room, but with Fatal Frame, I honestly couldn't tell when a ghost was gonna come out and say hello. And the spirit designs, man. This game is constantly shrouded in darkness, so it's pretty difficult to make out some spirit designs, but they are some unsettling looking things. And the fact that they're so hard to make out only adds to their creepiness. And gosh, some of the sounds they make really stick with you. Another thing I think this game does really well is its camera. And no, not that camera I talked about earlier. I'm talking about the camera that you're actually looking at the game through. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of fixed camera angles when it comes to horror games. I didn't really enjoy the first Resident Evil game because of it, but I do think they use it well here. The camera isn't really focusing on you, it's implying something is there by making you think it's focusing on something. And I think for the most part, it's effective. One thing that's a little jarring at first is when you pull up your camera, it switches to a first person view so you can aim at the attacking spirits. And while it does take some getting used to, this mechanic really works for me. I feel like a lesser game would just have it auto lock and have you take pictures that way. It definitely benefits from having you go in first person and manually aiming. Plus, it's way more terrifying this way. I'm not really sure why, but these older PlayStation 2 era of horror games really excel at atmosphere, it seems. I think it must be because they didn't have the capabilities game developers do now, so it kind of forced them to be more subtle with their horror. These games are so quiet a lot of times, it creates this eerie feeling that I just don't get from modern games. I feel like horror games now just shove a lot of stuff in your face so you jump. But this and Silent Hill are just kind of uncomfortable to play sometimes. But maybe it's just me. Okay, I've rambled on long enough with how good this game is. If you're a survival horror game fan, you should definitely look into this title. I wish more people would talk about this game. I'm definitely going to play the sequels eventually, and I think it'd be really cool if they released like a remastered trilogy collection on newer consoles. They just announced that Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater is being ported to a bunch of consoles. I would love to see a remastered trilogy of this game. As long as they update all the dated stuff and keep all the core mechanics, I would be happy to play this again. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while as I do genuinely think it's one of the best horror games out there. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'd really appreciate it if you checked out some of my other videos, but until next time, bye.